Today on Cooking for Wellness, we're making pancakes with chickpea flour, fresh blueberry jam, and almond butter. So stick around and let's get started. Welcome to another episode of Cooking for Wellness at NYU Langone Health. I'm Chef Jeffrey Held, and today we are joined by a very special guest from NYU Langone's Perlmutter Cancer Center, clinical nutrition manager and registered dietitian, Rebecca Gutterman. Welcome, Rebecca.
Thank you. I'm excited to be here. Happy to be cooking a healthy recipe and can't wait to talk all about Breast Cancer Awareness Month, which is October.
Rebecca, we are aware that nutrition plays a key role in keeping the body healthy and strong. Is there a diet to help prevent cancer?
Great question. There are certainly a lot of recommendations to follow to help prevent cancer. However, we will not be able to stop all cancers from happening. Cancer prevention really means that we're reducing the number of newly diagnosed cancers worldwide that would have otherwise occurred. There are certain factors, such as genetics, age, family history, race. We can't change those. There are other factors, though, that we can change, such as how we eat, how we move.
Today we're going to make a delicious and nutritious breakfast recipe that Rebecca recommended, pancakes made with chickpea flour, with almond butter and fresh blueberry jam. They're high in plant-based protein, rich in antioxidants, and nutrient dense. They're simple and easy to make and cook quickly enough to work as a weekday breakfast.
Finding a breakfast that's high in protein is essential to help fuel the start of your day and keep you full, so I'm excited to be making this recipe.
Let's get started. We're gonna start with 4 cups of fresh blueberries, low to medium heat.
Yum.
So we have the juice of 2 lemons. You can squeeze those right through the strainer into the pot. And we also have the outside rind or zest of one of those lemons. We have a little piece of fresh ginger, just about like the size of your thumb. We use a spoon just to peel the outside right off. And just take the ginger and just crush it with the back of the spoon. Throw it right in whole.
Any reason that you peel the lemon and didn't zest it with a microblade?
Yeah, that's a great question. You could easily microplane the lemons, depending on whether you have that at hand. I just used a vegetable peeler and just peel the lemon peels right in. We have 2 teaspoons of maple syrup, just a little bit of a little pinch of salt, barely about a 1/4 teaspoon, and some cinnamon. This is gonna simmer for about 15-20 minutes, and then we're gonna end up thickening it in the end with a little bit of a cornstarch slurry. We'll let that cook and we'll get started on our pancakes. So we do the dry separate from the wet ingredients, and then we combine at the end. So we have 2 cups of chickpea flour. You can go ahead and add it to the bowl.
Perfect. This is what gives the pancakes some protein.
We have 4 teaspoons of baking powder, just a little bit of salt, some cinnamon again, have a little bit of vanilla extract.
Yum.
Okay, so we have a 1.5 cups of almond milk, have a couple teaspoons of maple syrup. I'm gonna make sure our dry ingredients are combined nicely. And then I'm just gonna...
This is looking and smelling good.
Smells great, right? Whisk in the wet.
And is it true you don't want to overmix the batter?
That is almost always true. In this case, it's pretty interesting since we're not using flour with gluten. So it's a little bit different. Okay. But yeah, you never want to, any flour that you overwork can develop that gummy kind of glutinous texture. I feel like a lot of traditional breakfast can be high in carbs and high in sugar and fat. Like, what do you recommend patients eat? Like, how do you advise them to eat high protein, healthy breakfast?
Absolutely. So planning ahead is definitely important. This also helps hit another cancer prevention recommendation to limit fast food consumption. We want to limit highly processed foods, foods that are high in fat, starches, and sugars.
So our blueberries have been simmering now for about 15 minutes. We have just a couple, just 2 teaspoons of cornstarch. We're gonna mix that with a little bit of water just to form a slurry, and this will help thicken it up quick. So it's just basically like a quick jam, because otherwise we'd be simmering these blueberries for a couple hours. You just want to whisk it in.
Such a pretty color too.
Yeah, and then make sure it just comes to a boil. Gives a little bit of extra viscosity. Get freshness and acidity from the lemon peel, and then fresh ginger kind of counteracts the sweetness of the berries. Really good. All right, let's get started on our pancakes. We're using avocado oil today.
Yeah, so I often get asked what is the best oil to use. I'm a big fan of avocado oil or olive oil. Olive oil a lot of people cook with, and I often recommend changing to cooking with avocado oil and using olive oil as more of a finishing oil on top of a dish.
So we're like low to medium heat when I get started. I think this is a 2-ounce ladle, so it's like a perfect little measurement.
Can I go ahead and pour?
Yeah, go for it. If they cook a little bit different than, you know, a traditional pancake, I'm gonna add one here too. Yeah. Just since there's no actual all-purpose flour.
Right.
But they get nice and crispy.
Yum.
What are some other breakfast ideas?
I often recommend plain Greek yogurt. You could add your own fruit to that to make it a little sweeter naturally. People who like cottage cheese, that is a great protein-rich breakfast as well. Eggs, if you have more time to cook something hot in the morning. Again, I think this could be something that you make ahead of time and then just reheat in the toaster oven, and you're off and ready to go for the day. So when you're ready, I would top it with a little bit of almond butter. Whenever looking for nut butters, always look for the natural kind, the ones that the almonds or the peanuts are the only ingredients, because those are going to be a better choice, much healthier for you than the ones that have sugar added in them. And this is adding additional protein, which I love, and I love that it's almond butter and jelly in pancakes.
Nice. Almond butter is like my favorite nut butter. I love it. Jam?
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Again, this jam is such a pretty color. Ready?
All right, you ready?
They are crispy on the
Yeah, I
edges,
love
which
the
is
crispy.
great.
What do you think?
Delicious.
Good.
Yeah, the jam's excellent.
Yeah, I love
would
it.
put this on other things as well.
You know, when you said pancakes made with chickpea flour, I was expecting like a chickpea flavor or something like that. Or like, there's really not noticeable whatsoever. Nice and crispy, delicious, subtle.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just a high protein flour alternative, not chickpea tasting.
So there you have it. Delicious plant-based breakfast, high in protein and antioxidants and packed with vitamins and minerals. Rebecca, thank you so much for being here, and thank you so much for working on this recipe with me.
Thank you for having me. It came out really well. I'm very pleased.
Check out more episodes of Cooking for Wellness. I can't speak, I have pancakes in it.
It's the almond butter.
Yeah, my tongue is stuck. Check out more episodes of Cooking for Wellness on our Healthy Lifestyle playlist.